everyone. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the next episode of Voice of Weddings, a podcast by Wedwise. I'm Ginny Kohli, the host of the show and also the founder and CEO of Wedwise. Over the years, being sort of an insider of the wedding industry, I've come across some amazing and extremely talented individuals. Their creativity and passion for weddings are beyond imagination. So with every episode on this podcast, we'll be interviewing some of the most celebrated professionals and powerful voices of the wedding industry by getting up close and personal and having some really interesting conversations about their life, their wedding business, and of course, their secret to success. This is your opportunity to get to know them like never before and get inspired. My guest today on the show is Rituraj Khanna, the director of Q Events by Geeta Samuel. Rituraj Khanna is an event designer, bringing the extraordinary in the most of ordinary spaces. He is a true artist, a creative force, and luminary whose presence in the event design industry for the past 13 years has resulted in some of the most beautiful and elaborate designs ever seen. He is one of the most respected and also sometimes called the godfather of this industry. So please welcome Mr. Rituraj Khanna. Yeah, my guest today is somebody who continues to share his wealth of knowledge with all of them who are willing to learn through his blog, through social media handles, and of course through counseling. He is one person who is the most easygoing, most approachable wedding expert in the industry that I know of. Somebody who has no qualms about helping you out when you are in the darkest phase of your business. I've been very fortunate to be in conversation with him from the very early on of my onset of my business. And today, it's an absolute honor to have Rituraj from Q Events by Geeta Samuel join us today for a fun, candid conversation about the wedding business. Thank you, Rituraj, for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thanks, Ginny, for calling me once again. And thanks to you. You trusted me years back and had my first masterclass. And I've been going on and on and on since then.
Yes. And
so I'm doing well. I'm locked up home since the 18th of March, but I'm enjoying my quarantine also, whatever you call it, lockdown, quarantine time. But for me, it's been a learning time for me once again. And I've discovered a lot of things about myself, which I didn't know, and about the industry also. And I've gone ahead and done a few things which I shall reveal later by maybe next week or after 15 days.
Oh, we can't wait.
They have been, yes, and they have been very positive. These days and months have been very nice for me. That's it.
Touch wood, fingers crossed. I hope everyone's as positive as you are.
Except for the coronavirus and except for the evenings are a little sad for me because all day long I'm busy with the kids of the industry, doing webinars, listening to webinars. But by evening, when I spread so much positiveness, I tend to get a little low by the evening, thinking I have said so much to everybody, and what if I go wrong? And,
yes.
Then when I wake up in the morning, I get such lovely messages on the phone, and then I'm back to my normal self.
So, Rituraj, one thing I really have learned from you is that, I think, I don't know of anyone else but you who's been the busiest during these times. Last 3-4 months, I've not seen you sitting empty-handed or just not doing anything in a single day. I've been speaking to your wife. She's telling me you are as busier than you always used to be. And she's like, it doesn't seem any different because he's always on his webinars. He's always, like I mentioned earlier, counseling other planners, which doesn't come very naturally to other planners in this industry. So I want to ask you this, I've seen it over the years that you have really not just invested your time and energy into your business, but also in yourself. You're very, very, I would say, visible on social media. You don't shy away from participating in webinars or these conferences to, impart knowledge. So I think in simpler words, if I was to ask you, what is the importance of investing in yourself in this business particularly?
So, when I joined this industry, it was about 13 years back. And I just became a designer by default. If you say Rituraj Khanna, London से पढ़ के आया, यहाँ से पढ़ के आया, 47 की साल में कौन पढ़ के आएगा इस industry में? But I think the industry accepted me. Third day I was with everybody doing my own events. Then the first thing I learned was I started loving myself first, which was very important for me to understand myself, to love myself so that I can spread that love amongst others. ठीक है, काम करते हैं, बड़ा काम करते हैं, अच्छा काम करते हैं, but when I see all the industry kids, I feel they are part of my family only. It's like my extended family. And all of them. That doesn't go for one or two of them, but the entire lot.
Yeah.
And I like spending time with them. I'm missing these months because this is the time I used to go and for all the seminars and all the ICWS and EMAs that are happening all over the world. IMWF and all. So I miss this time because I love being in public.
Yeah.
You know, climbing that 1 foot of stage was very difficult for me the first day. But Mahavir and you made me do it, and now I can't stop. I don't know what I speak when I'm on stage. I don't know because I never prepare myself. 2-3 बार मैंने लिखा था, you know, 4-5 पढ़ से लिख के ले गया, किसी की help ली. When I went on top, I heard यार बेचारे 8 लोग जो मेरे से पहले गए थे, they've been speaking the same thing, and the जनता was sitting there watching us. वो बोर हो रही होगी, क्यों मैं हो रहा था. And then I used to go up, I used to tear my paper, I used to change my topic, and people listen to me. I mean, I don't know what I
And speak from your heart, really. Speak from your heart, really.
Speak from my heart, yes.
Yeah.
And day before, last week somebody called me, said, "Sir, ये पढ़ के आपको सुना रहा हूँ मैं." So ऐसे किसने लिखा है इतना बड़ा अच्छा thought है? क्या पता आप ही ने बोली थी 2 साल पहले. So people write it down. So then I say, okay, I must listen to myself.
So Rituraj, like you said, you always speak from your heart, and you have had a very amazing career graph. I mean, it's been 13 years in this industry. So I don't know anyone else but you who has seen it all, who has been through all the ups and downs this industry has seen. And now we are in challenging times, but still you seem to be the most optimistic. So I want to know what are those 2 factors that have driven you to success, according to you? What is the reason? What are the 2 reasons? You give me 2 reasons for this, for your success.
See, one is my family, my sisters, Geeta is my inspiration. I mean, when I see her, how she works still, I still learn from her. I mean, it's very seldom I get time to spend with her, but when I'm here, I make it a point to go where she's doing a site and all. And sitting in one corner only, she, keeps instructing, and एक सोफा इधर से इधर कैसे डिफरेंस कर लेता है, अभी भी मैं सीख रहा हूँ. एक पेंटिंग यहाँ से यहाँ चली गई, एक प्रॉप यहाँ से यहाँ चला गया, and the party changes.
So Geeta ji is one of your most important factors that have driven you to success. Another one.
What I've learned in my term in this industry now.
Yes.
The rest I think I learn from everybody. I love traveling during the daytime. I travel a lot, but I make it a point to travel during the day. I want to see what villages I'm crossing, which wherever I'm going, I like to see where I am. Night flights I don't take, night trains I don't. Train में बैठा ही नहीं, बहुत साल से हो गए हैं. But I like to see where I am, and I discovered that after traveling abroad, after being to America, maybe Europe and Dubai and Thailand so many times, I felt India is the most beautiful place on earth.
I couldn't agree more. Yes, and I think
I mean every time I go to Udaipur or Jaipur, the people, the places. I've done so many weddings there, but every time I do a wedding in these areas, there's something new. You go down south, it's totally different. But our industrial people are all the same.
Yeah.
They love us, yes. They love us to death. I mean, you can't imagine what all they do to me there. I went down south last year. I was there for 2 months, 3 months. I was in Assam this year. In Guwahati, I was in Bhopal.
So the love is pouring from all corners of the country for you, Guruji. Yes. And so it brings me to a very different point. Like, my next point really is that you grow with your team. And I've always seen you with your team. I've seen you with a bunch of people wherever I see you, when I see you in a conference or I see you in a destination working on a wedding. I see you build a very strong team of vendors around you. So if you could tell me, what is that one way that an individual in this business can build a strong team of vendors? What is that, a secret to building a strong team? How does one go about it?
So, Ginny, I think first is trust. When you go to, when I go to, say, Jaipur. Jaipur pass mein, I like to take all my stuff myself. So I don't want to hire vendors. But when I'm traveling out, I have pointed out one vendor who works for me since the past 13 years, and I've been dealing with them only. I don't even see the bills. I hope they're fair with me, and I've never cross-checked what I'm dealing with and all. But they do a good job with me, and they're like family for me. I just tell them beforehand, 2 days before also, I just send them a list and the work is done. So I think it's more of the way we deal with them. I don't want to treat them as vendors.
So it's like treating them like family. Exactly.
They should be on the same platform for me.
But how do you really go
don't
about
know-
choosing the right vendor? Rituji, like say for the बहुत सारे designers
Yeah,
हैं
I study
market में.
about them. I
Okay.
study before I leave. I talk to people. I have friends all over. They also have their favorites. They also keep telling me, आप इससे कराओ. Then I also understand कि ज़्यादा अच्छा वाला नहीं है. इसकी recommendation ज़्यादा आ रही है. People who are less talked about, I think they work better.
So what is it that you look
According to
for?
me.
According, so somebody to work with Rituraj ji, what is that one thing you look for in a vendor?
See, knowledge. They should have knowledge of what they're doing. If I go, like for instance, take sound. आपको trust चाहिए, sound चाहिए. You go to one vendor who knows about sound. He knows what to give you. कौन सा artist आ रहा है, फटाफट से बोल देगा. मुझे भी नहीं आते वो अभी चीजें. And you go to another vendor who does not know about anything, but he's put in money to buy the equipment and keep it with him. So इन दो चीजों में बहुत फर्क होता है.
बिल्कुल.
जो थोड़ा पढ़ा लिखा वाला है वो आपके your stage will be immaculately done, no hissing, no pitch कुछ आवाज नहीं आएगी and सीधा sound आता है. जो ये investor वाले होते हैं ना लोग, they'll always be in a fuzzy mode there because they don't know their work, what they have to do.
The technicalities in the business.
Like decor people भी हैं. If I take help from somebody by chance, I never take that. But there are two kinds of people. People who are filthy rich from the family background. So there are two kinds of vendors also where as far as design is concerned. One is belong to a filthy background.
Yeah.
You invest in props, you invest in अब तो चाइना बंद है, सामान नहीं आ रहा है, but गोदाम भर दिया आपने, कुर्सियां भर दी, डिजाइन सेंस है नहीं. एक है जो who will come with new ideas for you. For me, those people are very important.
So the number of years in the business doesn't matter. It's the technical know-how that really attracts you to the vendor. मतलब अगर उनको technicalities पता है, knowledge होगा, तो that is what is most important to you.
Like when I see these educational books of various colleges, I don't know why they're teaching that. I mean, why they're even reading that? Because those don't come in handy where as far as events are concerned.
Yeah.
See, events can't be taught. They have to be experienced.
Yes.
So unless you experience them, like when I go to teach in colleges, so the first question I ask is, why are you in this college? So the first thing I tell them is, I don't want to hear the word passion. I said that's a big no in my dictionary, because until or unless you've been there, done something, you can't have a passion for that. हमारी इंडस्ट्री में अब क्या है? We have design, we have decor, we have sound, light, entertainment, backstage, catering. अब तो बहुत सारी चीजें और आ गई हैं. So at least go and see what you like, then make it a passion.
Yes.
I've seen so many people, नहीं सर हमने production production में डालो, नहीं दिल लगता. करते करते अच्छे से में डाल दो, उसमें दिल नहीं लग रहा, उसमें डालो नहीं दिल लग रहा. In the end क्या पता चल रहा है? They like to do truthful packing. So I think people should be wise enough to see what they are all about.
Absolutely.
बोलने के तो बहुत बड़ा बोल देते हैं.
हाँ जी. So Rituraj, I mean, I'm sure in this industry, because you've been in this industry for so long, you've come across people who position themselves as wedding planners and designers, yet they do everything to do with sound, they do everything to do with, I say, the logistics, the hospitality, everything under the umbrella. Everybody wants to do everything in this field because I think the barrier to entry is very, very low. यहाँ पे सब planners thinking कि they have a vendor for decor, they have a vendor for sound, so जी wedding planners बन जाते हैं. But you must have come across people who have taken this in a completely wrong sense. I mean, I know, like you mentioned, knowledge is very important. So what is that one advice you want to give to people who are starting in this business, who are like 1 or 2 years old, still struggling to establish themselves here? What is that advice you want to give them in terms of, say, is it about quantity over quality? Is it about knowledge? Is it about skill? Is it about getting the right team? What is your advice to them?
It's all about money.
Right.
If you love your work, money comes second. If I wanted over the years, we would have done for Q events. We would have gone into catering. We would have gone into entertainment. We would have gone into planning. We would have gone into anything possible. We chose to be in a design sphere, and we wanted to excel in what we did. I mean, I helped the planners out because what they think is not the correct thing, what they're thinking.
Yeah.
So I have to correct them. So now I'm being a big bully and I tell them, no, this is not the way to be done. It's going to be done like this. If you have to work with me, you have to change the style.
Yeah.
Same goes with sound and light. I said, I cannot compromise on the LED you're taking from my client. Sorry. So now I have to butt my nose in for all the artists also which they've been hired from a destination weddings. Or Delhi, I don't really know the market, but I'm going to be here now. But I think our experience counts now. The youngsters who have come into the wedding planning thing or whatever they call them, they are now race to hoard money now, I think. Nobody is doing it from the heart. I have never come across after so many years कि हाय सर मुझे प्यार अपने काम से. I think
that is where they get it wrong. हाँ जी, that is where they get it wrong also.
And I always tell them, I said, until unless you love something, I said that money is futile. If I've earned crores and I'm not loving my work, I'm not justifying my own self.
Yeah.
For me, even today, these days also, I'm working on few new things, but मेरे पास दिमाग में जब तक वो नहीं आती, I don't sleep. And people call me up for help. I told all the new wedding planners, they were telling me, sir, should we divert to another business or think about something else?
Yes.
So this was the initial phases. So I told them, I said, damn it, the world is closed. Where will you go?
Yeah.
Whom will you talk to? I said, everything will come back. थोड़ा patience रखो. You're getting food, you're at your parents' houses. खाना मिल रहा है, अच्छा टीवी देख रहे हो, Netflix देख रहे हो, ऐश करो 3-4 महीने. But at the same time, study yourself. Do you actually want to become what you're becoming? or कि साथ में किसी की Audi देख के आपने Audi खरीदनी तो आप weddings में आ रहे हो?
Because it is not as easy as it seems. If it was a money-making machine, all of us would be millionaires by now or trillionaires by now and probably sitting next to Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg saying कि अगर इतनी like शादियाँ of course बहुत हैं इंडिया में होती रहती हैं. Things that I mean the one time that this industry was called a recession-proof industry and look at where we are now. You know the pandemic has affected. Demonetization happened.
Third day everybody was back to business and everybody's budgets were doubled.
Right.
But this thing has hit. Nobody knows what this COVID-19 is.
Absolutely.
It's like a ghost, it's just passing by and we're just fearing it because से घिन आ रही है because ये
it's stopping us. It's
I mean, I am not going out. My mom's old. She's very old now, so I don't want to go out and come back. I'm not allowing anybody to come and see her also.
Yeah.
Because in the end, we are lost. We don't even know what it is all about. Every day we get a new message saying कि coronavirus ये है, coronavirus ये है. अभी को कह रहा कुछ नहीं होता 3 दिन में आदमी ठीक हो जाता है. Yesterday I got to know a 37-year-old boy died. He got fever in the morning and that night he died.
Wow.
So ये चीजें पर एकदम से okay now.
Yeah.
And I've seen all the young children also. Yes. Yeah. All my kids also, the boys who used to be partying all day long, like 4 times a month. My son also, my niece, nephew, everybody. They're all at home.
Yeah. And Rituraj ji, मुझे यही बात आपसे मतलब I wanted to ask you that right now what this lockdown has done is that a lot of people are re-evaluating whether they need to be in this business or not. So what is your advice to them? Because the people जिन्होंने 2 साल पहले business शुरू किया था, people who started the business 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they are at a stage right now where they don't know what the future is. People who probably have been longer, like yourself, still are able to sustain it during this period, during this completely dry period. But what is your advice to people who got into this business, say 3-4 years ago? They are evaluating, they are thinking whether, what is the future going to be like? So what's your advice for them?
So here also we have 2 schools of thought. Everybody's come down to ground zero. Whether it's us or new planners or on anything. We are slightly better since we have everything of our own. We can do 50 weddings, small events a day. 50 लोग तो 100 भी कर सकते हैं, but I don't do this yet right now because this Corona, COVID thing is frightening me. Even I have to send I just got a party today for 50 people in a hotel, and my focus is more on how to make my labor a little more happy looking and safer than doing the decor. अगर थोड़ा सा भी कुछ किसी को हो जाए, hotel seal, हम लोग seal, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. So this is what scares me.
Yeah.
As far as the planners go, I think 3-4 साल जिन्होंने करा है, the day the government announced 50 लोगों की शादी शुरू हो रही है, I saw the youngest lot doing weddings in town. who had just entered the industry.
Wow.
And I was shocked because they were the ones who got the leads, and they did a perfect job also, and they did farm weddings also, they were in the hotels also. All the hotels were sending me, Daru nahi thi, which was a big this thing, and music nahi tha, wo nahi tha, but work was happening.
Work was happening. So the newbies also still have hope. It's not like the industry is slowed down, the response in the market is slowed down. Doesn't
But
mean
why
that
should
it's
that? यार, this is 3 महीने हो जाएगा, 6 महीने हो जाएगा, it's not for lifelong. लोग कह रहे हैं 2 साल रहेगा, 3 साल रहेगा. अब रहेगा तो रहेगा. You can't help it, but we need to get out now. In the 15-20 days, I think we should be all in the market now to sustain ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we need our winter weddings. And our clients are ready to do big weddings. Nobody said no. And nobody said कि जी हमारा ये हो गया, हमारा बजट कम हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा. उन्होंने बोला सर थोड़ी सेफ जगह देख लो. जिन्होंने अब्रॉड शादी करनी थी वो इंडिया देख रहे हैं. And we tell them sir यहीं घूमेंगे अपने 4 से 5 घंटे की जो ड्राइव है अच्छे से होटल में जाके we do a nice wedding. But again we are waiting for the government to give a directive कि कितने लोग ले जा सकते हैं.
So,
and the government should have a problem because we are shooting now. The serials are on. Flights are full, trains are full, hotels are opening, malls are open. So why not weddings? We have big areas for weddings. Yeah.
Absolutely.
50 foot bhi dur khade hoenge. We have ample space to accommodate 400 people.
And you know, Rituraj, we were discussing, to your point again, we were discussing about how these challenging times are moving the thought processes of the planners also. It's not about competition as much as it is about collaboration. And I think one person in this industry that I know of who openly communicates with the competition is you. So why do you think it's important? Why do you think communicating with your competition is also important in this field?
Like, number one, I love competition. Unless you get competition, you can't become better in life.
Yeah.
And I love the young girls to come and compete with me. I love it when they take away a party from me. It's a loss for me, but I feel very happy. I was telling Harkishan the other day, he says, "Yeah, जब आप आते हो ना मैं खुश होता हूँ, मेरा बजट बढ़ जाता है आपको देख के." We work. I've left everything to God. जितना किस्मत में लिखा होगा उतना ही मिलेगा. I can't
just put in your hard work.
Just put in a hard work. यार जिसको जहाँ से लेना पड़ेगा. मुझे थोड़ी पता था मैं महाबलीपुर में जाके 3 शादी करूँगा, मैं गुवाहाटी जाके 3 शादी करूँगा. I never thought about these things. I stayed for 13 years, almost half my time is spent in Udaipur. Then suddenly Jaipur comes. Then suddenly Bhopal comes. And now we are stuck. I have to do Delhi only now. So I'm confident about Delhi.
So changing times for everyone.
So I don't want to call it collaboration anymore. Collaboration is signing documents and then एक साल गया लड़ाई हो गई नहीं बात करनी हमसे ही नहीं करना. I just want to tell everybody, just hold each other's hands wherever you can. We are sitting here, we got business with Chennai. Please follow the Chennai business part. Make them a business people. Pass on your weddings to them. Help them out. Give them a design. They'll do for you. Become partners like that. Collaborate like that. You don't have to be partners to do collaboration. There's not a MNC or something who merge ho raha, ye ho raha. We're just simple human beings. Yeah. We just need to catch each other's hands and focus on that kind of work and make people grow and grow yourself also then. Absolutely.
Very good point there, Ritiji. I also wanted to touch upon this topic that, you have huge numbers of people working with you in Udaipur, Delhi, your big office. You of course are training people on everyday basis. And people are also following you to understand that how do you go about training your staff? I mean, you hire people on regular basis before the lockdown, of course, but you were hiring people on regular basis for your projects. But how is it that you go train them and sort of evaluate your team members that, kisko kya karna chahiye? I think the allocation of responsibility comes with experience, but how does one do it? How do people really do this now?
See, we have about 200-300 people in our company, and we have about 50 executives, managers, executives. They are not from any event background. We call them, they are with us, they attend meetings with us, so they learn from there. The best education we can give them is when we take them to site. They are there for 2 months, one month. And that's the true learning for our event people.
Okay.
Trust कैसे खड़ा होना है, कितना बनना है, कपड़ा कितना लगना है. They have to sit and calculate all these things. Then only they learn. ना ये थोड़ी होगा कि हमने ट्रस्ट वॉश 20 लगा लिया, कपड़ा 6000 मीटर ले आया बांधने के लिए. So इससे अच्छी एजुकेशन नहीं मिल सकती जिंदगी में.
Taking them on site, training them.
Site also plus our godowns and offices are so huge. If you come there, I mean, you can easily spend 20-25 days just looking around and learning something small also. We got our own flex machines, we have our own CNG machines, and we do everything, welding, shelling, wood, MDFs, everything is done in house. So the SC education kahin nahi milegi.
So on
this
ground.
is where, so when I send my team, they're like my soldiers there. They just go and raid that place. Raid matlab in a good sense.
Yeah, of course.
They just know, you just have to open the doors for them and our work. Everybody knows ki Q events aaya.
Nice. And Rituji, if I was to also ask you that, a lot of people that follow you on social media, or they follow your sessions on Facebook or your social media for your webinars, everybody, what I've seen over the years is that people who follow you, they talk about, we've created this business. Now we have a wedding planning business. We have a production company. We have a sound company. We have a designing company. But Rituraji, please tell us how to get a client. So, they work.
Yes.
That is the question I see everybody asking you. And I don't understand this because any other industry works the other way around. They know client aa raha hai. They know client to chalo business ke liye hum provide karna shuru karte hain. Yahan pe things are the other way around. So I want to understand, why does that happen? Why do people ask you this? And plus, what is the answer to this question? How do people get their clients, their first clients in this industry?
See, ab to kya hai na, clients are glued to me. They can't leave me. I'm like a thing.
So yours work, of course, word of mouth, yeah.
Now it does, but you have to go out and work, yeah. You have to go to hotels, like I told them. You have to go and meet people. The hotels have to be nice now. They have to be accommodating for everybody, in fact. Yeah. They shouldn't have panels. I've told them across this thing. Panels don't work out. For me, it doesn't. If I'm the privileged lot. If I walk into any hotel, I've never said no. Okay, outside agency, the Q event is coming, open the doors.
Yeah.
But then I explained to them also. I said, if you find me important, you should find the other people also important. I said, maybe they do a better job than us. You see the newbies of the industry today, these new girls and boys coming up. Fantastic work they're doing here.
Yeah, agreed.
And I do make it a point to go see their work and compliment them on their Facebook or Instagram. I always make it a point.
So what do you feel like somebody who's starting off, people who follow you, they constantly ask, how to get your first client. We have everything. We have the best service, best decor, best production house, best sound. But sir, how do we get our first client? So what is your answer to this?
See, I think the first client everybody gets from the families only. People who जिसने shop में खड़ा होता है ना, normally छोटा सा एक event घर से ही आता है उनको. Or from friends or somebody who can, just because हमें छोटी सी मेहंदी कर देना, and that छोटी सी मेहंदी turns out to be very good. And then you start getting clients. कोई friend ने देखा काम, ऐसे देखा काम. And then suddenly, I think if you're in the management business and you're working somewhere and suddenly you start decor also, and then you start pushing for decor, फिर वो दिखाओ जाके, I think रास्ता अपना बन जाता है. First client is not difficult, but you need to be present yourself every time. Make yourself visible over there.
Yeah. You talked about visibility right now. You talked about building connections with hotels. So do you think for all the young bees going to these conferences that we used to have, the networking events, is it important? Is it very important? Or how, or do you suggest that people should really work a certain amount of years and then go out meeting people? Because what happens, what I've seen is that people start doing these networking events, visits very early on in their business. Yet they have nothing to talk about because they've not gone out into the market to work. So what is your take on that? Do you think this has to come early on? Does it have to come after a few years?
No, I think, see, I go to these sessions because I'm a little VVIP category and I enjoy myself there, being hounded all. But I think all youngsters should start attending beforehand only. See, it's very necessary to know your events people. If I go for ICWF, if I go for Emerge, and what they show over there is not what they can do, and they can't even relate to that. Suddenly we have somebody very big showing something, but at least the sense come to them, okay, we cannot reach there, but we have to start working now. And this
they understand what is the scale that the industry is at, and they can compare and then finally work towards it.
Yes, but then when I'm speaking on stage, then I need to tell them, okay, now you can't see this. You have to be starting from here.
Yeah, and not get intimidated.
And not look at there.
Right, because it takes a lot of years, it takes a lot of hard work,
A lot of
it takes
years,
a lot of
ऐसे
dedication
किसी
to,
कोई I've never seen anybody जो उसने एक काम शुरू करा और एक साल में प्रॉपर बन गया.
it takes time. It takes time.
It takes time. It takes a lot of time.
And you talked about finding the right connections in the market. We talked about attending the conferences. One thing everyone really wants to follow is that you've been a mentor to a lot of businesses, a lot of people in this business. You've been mentors to people who have not even been in the business but are eyeing this business as one of the most potential industries to be a part of. So how does, you might not be accessible to all in the beginning. So how does one go about finding a mentor in the business? I have my set of mentors that I follow because of my digital space. People follow you for your work and your mentorship that you very easily offer. But how should people really find a mentor in this business? क्या देखना चाहिए उनको?
So now I don't only mentor people from the industry of events. I mentor people who are doing clothes. I mentor people who are in the makeup thing. I mentor people who are into luxury gifting. Yeah. And I'm in touch with everybody. I mean, people send me their lehenga, they send me their whatever they're making. I have to first do a tick mark on them,
approve
and then
it.
they go ahead with the business. Yes.
Wow.
So some people have been after my life. Ritu sir, आपके नाम पे रख दे हम. मेरा नाम रखोगे ना? मेरे को मेहनत आप लोगों की है. मेरे नाम पे क्यों रखोगे आप? But
how do people find those mentors?
Yeah.
How do people find those mentors? कैसे ढूंढे?
मेंटर मिलते नहीं है because मुझे बहुत शिकायत आती है बच्चों की कि सर हम उनको मिलने गए थे वो ठीक से बात नहीं करते हमसे. हम उनसे मिलने गए बॉम्बे उन्होंने ठीक से बात नहीं करी हमसे.
But क्यों होता है ऐसे? Why do you think that happens? Why are people not as open to mentoring people in this industry? Why are people shying away from avoiding this?
See, according to me, if you have made a name for yourself, it's for yourself. If you're making money, it's for yourself. You're not good distributing it around. So at least you can be good friends with everybody. You can help people around. You've done your bit now. You earned your money. You won everything in life you wanted. So it is time for us to help people there. I mean, the youngsters who are crazy about us, yaar. I mean, I think वो अमिताभ बच्चन शाहरुख खान को इतना वो नहीं करते होंगे. जब मैं जाता हूँ, I feel like जब मैं पता नहीं कहाँ आ गया हूँ.
Yeah.
So at least the only thing we can do is be nice to them and help them out with. I mean, they're already out in the market. यार वो क्या चाहिए उनको 2 words ही चाहिए ना आपसे. हाँ. और तो कुछ नहीं मांग रहे आपसे.
Right.
Now this guy who shows me her lehengas, his lehengas are beautiful. I mean, better than any of the designers I've seen. But the right platform is needed.
Yeah.
So now I think from once this virus through, I intend making a platform for all these kids, where I want to push them.
Absolutely.
For everything. Whoever wants to push it, yeah.
So,
and I think I was talking about to you also that the other day when you started with the coronavirus thing.
Yes.
We want to build a platform. Yes.
Absolutely. And Rituji, one of the last few questions I have is that people are not very, I would say, they're not very sure on how to do a financial planning of this business because a lot of people work on cash here in this industry. A pandemic like this has really stopped them from evaluating or projecting about their business in the coming months. So what do you feel is the best way to create and maintain an effective financial planning for the company in this industry?
So I think
what is the most effective way?
Finance-wise, I'm little not too good. But what happened this time was we did a last event on the 14th and the 16th we were sitting in office and suddenly we had to close down and we sent everybody home and we locked up everything and we're sitting down. And that happened with everybody. जहाँ हो वहीं बैठे रहो. So your money is blocked. हमारा सामान फंस गया वहाँ पर pounds पे. It's coming back now after 3 months. So the money is all stuck in the market.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do any planning for anything. But thank God for that कि एक तो मैं बोलता हूँ जब ये आया इतना कुछ, the world was closed, but अकेलापन नहीं था. You know the loneliness, the Sunday loneliness जैसे हो जाती है ना, Sunday everything closes. I hate it.
Yeah.
That wasn't there. Finance is not hitting everybody because you're at home and you just need your money to eat and your electricity bills and what essentials. That's about it. You don't have to go out shopping or driving. So now is the time to think yes, these things might come anytime now and इसके बाद ही हो सकता है because अब तो planning तो zero है सबकी. Like I told you, हम बैठे रह गए थे. We couldn't do anything. We can't call clients because nobody picks up phones now. We can't call up. Vendors call us. But it's a full cycle.
So one has to wait it out. Basically, wait करें. Nothing to. That's
वो
how.
करना पड़ेगा. इस टाइम अगर ऐसी चीज हो जाती है ना, जैसे हुआ डिमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था, ये बंद हुआ, तो लोगों ने कर लिया था अपना सब कुछ.
And if.
But this was like unexpected, yeah. Just जहाँ बैठ गए हम लोग.
Yeah, but tell me something, Rituji. What if the coronavirus wasn't there? What if, imagine a normal scenario right now? Where should people really utilize and put in their money when they earn it in this industry? Do they how to? I mean, recurring income अगर किसी की है in this industry, where should they really park it? Where should they invest it to keep growing? So they keep scaling also?
See, I think the industry people know कि कहाँ पैसा लगाना है हमारे.
No, but for people who are starting.
I think the first thing people do is buy flats, buy shops and give it on rent. या फिर LED sound is the easiest. रोज का अगर चाहिए, LEDs रोज लगती हैं corporates में.
So you invest in the items that you want to.
Sound
inventory.
systems are there. Inventory, yes. But where you know what you're doing. Not just कि अच्छा वहाँ 1 करोड़ की इतनी है, इतना पैसा वापस आ जाएगा. Not that way.
Okay.
See where you will have scope to increase after that.
Absolutely. So you invest in that only. So basically bring it back in your business and up your skill by adding inventories.
Logistics are a very good
investment to make.
Investment to make because we don't have very good logistics teams. In fact, one of the best logistics teams I've seen are in Gujarat and all.
Okay.
They run beautifully and you should see the creatives they post on Facebook and all. You get near to visiting them. इतनी अच्छी चीजें बनाते हैं. And Delhi also आप जाओ, Mercedes है, ये है, सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, Innova मिल जाएगा, but class नहीं आती. The weddings we do, we expect कि हमारी Innovas भी जो है चमकी हुए, polished chauffeurs and the works happening inside and all. But 4-5 गाड़ियाँ ऐसी होती फिर निकल जाती. But a nice street of cars
could be nice to be invested in.
Logistics always needed, yeah. Airport pickups होंगे, hotel pickups होंगे, यहाँ से वहाँ जाएंगे लोग. Logistics
Absolutely. So it's a good place to invest. This brings me to the very last section of our conversation. Wow, this was a great eye-opener, Rituji. Like always fun chatting with you. But in my last section, I put you in a spot because it's a rapid-fire round. Now, this rapid-fire round is not something which is to be worried about. It's something which is very simple and very straightforward. I'll ask you a few questions. Whatever comes to your mind first, please answer. Very straightforward. So, shall we begin? Okay, my first question. Your favorite wedding destination other than Udaipur?
Antalya.
Any place?
I haven't done a wedding there, but I'm just waiting. Max Royal.
Fantastic. Your current lockdown obsession?
My current lockdown obsession. I think I need a holiday now.
I think your webinars. You're obsessed with webinars.
My webinars become. I wrote in between that I've become Dr. Rituraj Khanna because I've become a double PhD in attending and doing webinars. I've done about 29 webinars up to now, and I don't know how many. I think 29 से भी ऊपर चला गया हूँ मैं शायद 2 और.
Mostly, yeah.
And but I think I enjoy my webinars the best because they're very cool. You don't have to think, you don't have to hear too much, and everybody has a chilled out time.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. Passion or skills? What do you think is needed the most to survive this industry? Skills.
Passion, I told you, is a big cross in my dictionary.
Okay, wonderful. What are the main characteristics of a good wedding designer, according to you? Or what makes a good wedding designer?
A good heart, a good soul. Unless you can relate to your clients in an emotional way, you cannot become a good wedding planner or a designer.
Okay. One skill you wish you had?
Singing.
You want to sing?
I want to sing, but
wish you could do it better.
Okay, no, better. I'm horrible.
Okay. Your favorite new age wedding designer? Somebody you really like, who's doing very well in this industry? A young age one, a new age one.
This is one girl I met in Bombay. I forgot her name. So Rani Pink is doing a good job.
Who?
I have Rani Pink.
Rani Pink.
She's very sorted with her designs, and she has space, and she likes to fill up her space very beautifully.
So
And
nice.
people love copying her because whatever she uses is a little
Indian-ness to it, na?
jazzy.
Yeah.
No, Indians तो अलग है, but it's very jazzy. It turns into a संगीत also. So उसने जो टिकनियाँ लगाई थी अपने gold में, and I went to Udaipur and Jaipur after that, and everybody had used 10, 15 springs, and she had used the first party 20, 30,000 of them, or
Yeah.
maybe more than that. वही होता है ना, 50,000 के against आप 5,000 भी टांगोगे तो क्या लगेगा? But then she does a fine job.
Fabulous.
Good.
Super. That was the rapid fire round. Really, Ritulji, thank you so much. This brings us to the end of our
Thank you,
podcast. Absolute pleasure to have you as our guest. Thank you for supporting, and thank you for your love always for this. I think to
Anytime.
summarize our discussion, really, I would like to really say that, you know, what you've really mentioned is that being strategic and also being true to your work is the key to success in this field. Don't blindly follow people. Don't blindly follow your passion. Try and learn, get the knowledge from consulting the seniors with experience, and then get into this field. And if you're stuck anywhere, it's always good to have a communication with your
See,
competitors.
somebody yesterday asked me, why are you doing this class of 2021?
Yeah.
So I don't want to give any explanations to anybody. I don't need to. So, but I just sent him a message. I said, how many people do you interact with from the industry per month, per week? So he says, not much, जिनसे काम पड़ता है. तो भाई, ऐसे जिनसे काम नहीं पड़ता उनसे मैं कर लेता हूँ. Simple.
Yeah. Well.
काम आपका 2 से पड़ता है, मेरा 2000 से पड़ गया.
Right. तो वही बात है कि it's all about living the dream in the best way possible and learning from your peers in this industry.
And ऐसे मेरा दिल खुश तो मैं खुश.
Stay positive.
Very simple. Stay positive.
Great.
Always.
Thank you so much, Rituji. It was an
Thank you,
absolute
Jenny.
pleasure.
Thank you very much.
I will connect with you very soon. Have a
Soon,
good
very
day.
soon, yes. You too.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.